corrupt them all.
Try and check that out right now, and then I'm going to play for you, or once it gets to at least 100, Tulsi's answers about Syria as well as Iran. It is almost as if she's watching this show, because what she says about Iran sounds more like Andrew and I. Ooh, it worked. There you go. Than anybody I've ever seen on TV. And what she said about Syria is really clear, and is very important, because Tulsi Gabbard, a congresswoman, okay, she's on the Foreign Affairs Committee, she's in Congress, she's been elected, and she is saying that in 2011 the CIA armed Al-Qaeda. There you have a member of Congress telling the world on mass media, John Stoshel's show, that Al-Qaeda was armed by the CIA. So all these Democrats that call her an Assad apologist and meh, they are Al-Qaeda apologists. They are making excuses for ISIS because we armed them. We gave them Toyota Hilux trucks. This wasn't just the moderate rebels. Come on. CIA was doing that. The Pentagon was arming the Kurds. And so what's funny is in Syria now, and Andrew could not be with us today. Tomorrow, I think. And we'll go over this in more detail. But Assad is starting to offer protection for some of the Kurdish groups in exchange for things. But isn't that something? Turkey comes in and takes a swath of the northern part of Rojava, especially the northeast quadrant. Not going to get Manbij. I think Syria is going to end up with Manbij. We'll wait 12 hours on that. But I think that's a done deal. Turkey will continue to take cities in the north, but Deir ez-Zor is going to be a big question mark because U.S. hasn't left there yet. But there's plenty of territory where the Kurds are going to need the Syrian army, the anti-air defense especially, if they're going to survive. So they have to reconcile with the Syrian government and get protection from Assad. Now, what are the Democrats going to say after they all got up there and gave crocodile tears for the Kurds being oppressed by Turkey, when the Kurds end up being saved by the Syrian government? Their whole thing is Assad's a monster and Turkey is terrible, and so is Trump for allowing it because he withdrew and allowed Turkey to come in and get the Kurds. Well, now the Kurds are going to be protected by Syria. And what are they going to... They're just going to sit up there and go, oh, derp? Are they going to 180 and change their story again? What are they going to do? They really cannot spend this. They just put all this energy into saying how bad Turkey was for going after the Kurds. And what a monster Assad is. So if they replace the U.S. in the protectorate role, now what? Now what are you going to say? Oh, well, he's still a monster. What are they going to do? It's hilarious. It's Tulsi Gabbard talking about Syria.
People safe.
If you were president a few years back, what would the alternative have been with Syria? How would we have worked with them?
Well, first of all, making sure that we don't launch a regime change war. That war began, a lot of people don't realize, in 2011, all the way back in 2011. And it began with a covert mission working through the CIA to both arm and equip and provide support to terrorist groups in that country, like Al-Qaeda, to overthrow the Syrian government.
That was short and sweet. Now her answer is longer than what I just played. And the entire clip is, I mirrored it on ANC Report, so you can watch the whole 32-minute interview with John Stossel. I recommend it. But here you have a member of Congress, a sitting member of Congress, admitting that the United States aided Al-Qaeda through the CIA in 2011. That the whole thing got started by Al-Qaeda, by ISIS, being armed by our own intelligence agency. Isn't that always how it happens? Now,
Corrupt them all.